Hello my dear friends, this is channel Make and I'm Diana. If it is your first time at this channel, then nice to meet you. My name is Diana Albalawi. I'm a professional makeup artist and hairstylist from Russia, and I also do a little bit of photography. And I make videos on this channel to educate you on makeup and tell you some Russian makeup artist tricks that only we here in Russia know, to be honest. And just for fun. But if it is not your first time here, that I'm very glad that you've come here again. I actually have a new t-shirt. It says in Russian that I was kinda 10 kilograms ago. So, as you already know from the title, today we will be talking about green concealer and how I use it in my everyday makeup routine, in my working makeup routine, and how you can start using it if you have it and it always was like a mess, and if you felt that it's useless and it's like at the back of your drawer and you just don't know what to do it. Today I'll tell you everything I know about it and how you can make a really good use of this product, because it's a very nice product, very useful, but you should be very accurate and precise using it, and you should really know what you do. And in this case, this will do like miracles for you. So keep on watching to see what do I suggest for you to do with it. So the concealer I'm using for this video is NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer in the color CW12, obvious green. The color actually can fluctuate a little bit between a little bit more cooler green and warmer green, and I prefer a more warmer green, so more like yellowish green. And there are actually some adjusters out there that you can also use for this purpose. How can you use this concealer? I know that many of you bought color correctors and you don't know how to use them. And actually green is quite a useful one, but maybe, just maybe, this one, the green one, is laying down somewhere in your makeup bag and you just forgot that you own it. But I'll tell you some nice tips that will help you get a good use of it. First of all, what green color corrector was made for? It is supposed to correct red, because it is the opposite color of the red. So, for example, if you have a sunburn or rosacea or some like more rosy areas that you don't like, maybe your flush is too obvious and you want to cancel it in some areas, then this is a very nice and useful product for you. I also very like yellow color correctors because they're very close in the spectrum to the green one, and if you combine pink and yellow, what do you get? You get beige. The color corrector for more deeper skin tone is not like that. This is for a lighter skin tone. For a deeper skin tone, there is it's like more olive, like deeper olive color corrector. It also works very nicely. But today I'll show you how this one guy works. But what is the danger in the green concealer? The danger and the problem of the green concealer is that if you add it too much, then you will get this green hue. And another dangerous moment with it is that if you mix pink or rosy, reddy color with green, you get gray. Because when you mix opposite colors, you get this muddy grayish undertone. If you want to put green concealer on the bare skin, I suggest you to know your skin very well, because you should put it only on the places where you know for sure that even after rubbing the skin, after moisturizing, even after several hours, the redness remains. For example, rosacea, or this flush that you have, a very obvious flush that doesn't go anywhere, even with time, and you want to correct it and make a more even appeal of the skin, then you can put this concealer on top, but in a very thin layer, almost invisible layer, just to cancel a tiny little bit. And after that, with dabbing motions, you can put on your foundation. And if you use it that way, you won't get any grayness on the skin. I'll try to add a tiny little bit on my skin to show you how this can look. Another thing I wanted to say that you should never use green to cover your tiny red spots. If it is like a little local area, then try to cover it with a thicker, more pigmented concealer. If you try to cover it with a green concealer, you will get patchiness in the color, so you will see this difference. It's like next to impossible to use green for correcting little pimples. Like almost impossible. Better use yellow. It's safer. The first trick I'm showing you is to put the green concealer under your foundation. I take just a tiny little bit from the back of my hand and I put it in a thin layer on my face. I hope that you can see the difference between my right side and my left side. I don't think that I actually need to use a green color corrector because a basic foundation helps me with that efficiently. But if I had like a redder skin, this would have been a much more important step for me, because if I use green color corrector in this thin layer, I'll need less foundation to cover the redness. And before I put the foundation on top of this green concealer, I want to show you the second trick with a green color corrector. So I have this foundation and it is too dark and too pink for me. If I add green color corrector to it, green concealer to it, light green concealer to it, it will make this foundation lighter and more neutralized. This is a very nice step if you have olive skin or if the foundation is too pink for you. You can use a green color corrector or concealer or adjuster in order to make it more neutral, less pink. I'll show you. So this is the foundation and it actually matches to the color of my cheeks and the middle of the face, but it doesn't match my neck, which is much more neutral, whereas my face is much more pink. You don't need to use much. I squeezed out a little bit too much of the foundation, that's why I need a little bit too much of the green concealer, but if you like have one pump, then you need just a tiny little bit of the green concealer. So let's go. As you can see, it neutralized. It's not pink anymore. It's much more olive. You can see the color difference. And the adjusted foundation is lighter. So this color will be a better match for me, I promise. Dabbing motions. As you can see, I used the foundation of my color on this part of the face on top of the green concealer, and I don't have any redness on my face anymore on my right side. So I have the foundation on my face right now, and on this side I don't have the green concealer under the foundation, and on this side I do. And I don't know if you can see this on your screen, if the camera shows it right, but this is actually like more natural side. It still has a little bit of that pink, whereas this side doesn't have any pink. It's all cancelled. So be very aware and do the green concealing very precisely. So the third trick with the green concealer is to use it on top of your foundation, where, as you can see, you can still see the redness showing through the foundation. But you should do this very precisely and being very aware where you put green concealer again. So you should put it only on the places which will continue to be pink. Not because you rubbed your face just like right now and touched it with the brushes and everything, the blood came to your skin and made it a little bit more rosy and pinky. This will go away as you leave your skin alone. But the places where it will remain red. For example, for most people it's around the nose. I take a small fluffy brush for this and I'll be putting the green concealer with just the thinnest layer possible. And you should know that this may turn out to be a little bit gray, but sometimes it's better than red. Less is more in this case. Do you see the difference? Cancelled all the red. So, the fourth trick in using your green concealer is blending with your other concealers. This can sound obvious to you, but for example, I use quite a pink concealer for my under eye. This is the NARS in color Honey. As you can see, this concealer cancels the brown under my eye perfectly, but this color won't suit other parts of my face where I want to cover these little blemishes. And for example, I don't have another color of this concealer, but I like its texture and I want to use it on the rest parts of my face. So I can blend it with the green concealer and I can get something very interesting. The texture won't be 100% the same, but we'll still get something that we liked of this texture. And now we can use it in our pimples. Nice and clean. So, did you like the tricks with the green concealer? Have you even thought about these tricks? If you have, and if you use green concealer, please write in the comment section. Do you like it? Was it like useless for you, or you also like came to these tricks on your own and this was nothing new to you? But anyhow, I'm very glad that you watched this video, and if it was helpful or useful in any way, I would be very glad if you consider subscribing. This will be very sweet of you. If you write a comment or put a like on this video, this will be also very nice. And I actually have two Instagram pages, one of my makeup works and the other with my photography. So if you're interested in that, then you can check them out. And I hope that I'll see you next time. Bye bye.